It is hard to fully express what your generosity has meant to me and my children. Because of people like you, we were given more than help during a difficult time. We were given safety, love, support, and the chance to begin again. My name is Angie Green, and I'm the proud mother of 3 wonderful children, Emmett, Emma, and Bella. They are my greatest joy, and they are the reason I kept moving forward even in the hardest moments of my life. For a long time, I was trying to build a future while carrying a lot of pain. In 2016, my father passed away in front of me. He was a faithful, kind, and loving man. He was my greatest source of strength and belief, and he made me feel like I could do anything. Losing him shook the foundation of my life. But even in that grief, I wanted to keep going. I wanted to make him proud. So I applied to Harrisburg University for a computer science program, and I wrote an essay about my father, the faith he gave me, and my determination to make something of my life. I was blessed to receive a scholarship and was only one of 12 students selected. Not long after that, I found out I was pregnant with my first child. So I kept going. I went to school, cared for my baby, and worked hard to hold everything together. But eventually, the weight of motherhood, financial pressure, a complicated relationship, and having very little support became too much. I had to step away from school and focus on surviving. Later, I became a CNA and kept trying to move forward. I believed I could still build a good life for my family. But in 2023, after the birth of my 3rd child, everything fell apart. Their father left, and I suddenly found myself raising 3 small children on my own. I was staying with my mother at that time, but because of her severe mental health struggles, that environment became unsafe for me and my children. So I made the difficult decision to leave for a shelter because I did not want my children growing up in the kind of instability that I had known. That was the lowest point of my life. I was exhausted, overwhelmed, and deeply depressed. I remember thinking that maybe this was just what my life was going to be from now on, just surviving, carrying fear, exhaustion, and uncertainty every day. At the shelter, I was trying to care for my children every moment of every day while also working, paying bills, searching for housing, and trying not to fall apart in front of them. It felt like I was drowning. I reached out for help, and when some doors closed, I felt devastated all over again. And then Bridge of Hope entered my life. I was raised Christian Lutheran, so faith had always been a part of my life. I had gone to church before, and I had prayed throughout difficult seasons, but through Bridge of Hope, I experienced faith not just as a belief, but as people showing up with love, consistency, and care. What they gave me was so much more than assistance. They gave me people, my neighboring volunteers. They gave me relationships. They gave me a church community that did not just see my situation, they saw me. They saw my children. They reminded me that we were worthy of love, care, and a future. They gave me someone to talk to, people to pray with me, people to walk beside me, and people who showed up again and again with encouragement, compassion, and faith. They were there for birthdays, holidays, celebrations, and hard days. They became like a second family to us. And little by little, my life began to change. We found a home. And when you have lived in fear and uncertainty, a safe home is not just a roof over your head. It is peace. It is dignity. It is a place where your children can finally exhale. I was able to get childcare, which allowed me to work and begin building stability. I started learning how to manage a household, budget, plan, and create routines for my family. Things that may seem ordinary to some people were things that I was learning for the first time on my own. Bridge of Hope gave me something I desperately needed: support, time, and the grace to grow.